guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to do the Singapore guide, which was much awaited. So today's video, the agenda is giving you the entire information about how we planned the trip, why we went to Singapore, what was the cost. Everything is included in this video. So do not skip this video and please do watch it, and I hope that this video will be useful for you guys. I have my palm top here for all the informations that I have collected. So without any further ado, let's get into the video, guys. So to start with, the first question arrives is that why Singapore from rest of the world, right? So why Singapore is because Singapore is one of the nearest developed countries to India, and that was the cheapest option when we did our research and everything. That was the cheapest one, which is a developed country nearer to India. So that was one reason, and the second reason was that we had our relatives staying there. So if we have someone there, then you obviously know that we are going to stay with them, and you can save the expenditure of your stay there. So that was the second reason that we decided to go to Singapore. So they helped us a lot over there to decide all the places to visit, like what is the timings, everything. So that were the two reasons that we went to Singapore. So coming to the next question, which is what was our budget? So we had a budget of around 1 lakh total, that is including the flight ticket charges and also the travel, food, everything. So I had paid for the ticket charges. I think I saved around uh, 17 to 20,000 per month. That is how I saved the amount, and then around 3 months we had the ticket charges. Then what was costing was only food and the travel expense, which is like through bus or train, metro they have there. So that was the entire cost that we incurred. Coming to the next question, which is visa and passport. So I and my husband already have the passport, so we didn't have to make that passport. If you are new to like passport and visa, then you should have a passport and you should get the visa to whichever country you are visiting. So first you will have to make the passport of yours, and then you will have to apply for visa. So the Singapore visa, you can get it in two or three ways actually. One is online, you can get it online. Next is you can get it on arrival, that is when you reach there you will be getting your visa. So that way you can do, and also you can arrange it by the locals staying there. So that means if you have any person, known person staying there, they can arrange your visa. So that are the various options you have for visa. Passport, you will have to do it from India itself or whichever country you are in. Coming to the next part, which is how many days of stay. So we had decided to stay there for 4 days. Okay, and fourth day night we were supposed to leave. So that was our plan, and how we decided on this 4 days is that what was our budget was a main question mark there. Like whatever budget you have, only according to that you can plan your trip, right? So we had the budget only for 4 days. If we had to extend it to around 5 6 days, it will cost more, like the transportation, the food charges. We didn't have the food, like I think we had breakfast at their place, like our relatives place, and then we were having our entire day's food outside only. Also we wanted to explore what all are there in Singapore, everything. So that way you will have to plan according to your budget as well. And one more thing we did was like we checked upon like how much area is there to cover, like what are the main attractions of Singapore, and then we clubbed everything. So that is how you get to know like how many days you have to go and how many days you need to visit a place or one particular attraction, how much time you need. All those things come into place when you are deciding upon the days to stay there. Now coming to the flight. So we had a direct flight from India to Singapore from Delhi. So also talking about the airport, the Singapore airport, the Changi airport, that itself is a like place of attraction. You might need half a day or one day approximate to you know go through all the entire airport and see all the setup that they have done. It is like very beautiful, guys. Also there is one major attraction, which is the indoor waterfall, I guess, indoor waterfall. And that is the longest indoor waterfall, I guess, in the world. Yes. So that is one main part I want to tell you, because we did not have the opportunity to do that since we arrived at around 12 or 1 o'clock at night, which is not the best timings to visit an airport, like to look around the airport and everything. So that was one disappointment we had while like we visited Singapore. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys don't do the same mistake that we did. We had planned that okay, anyways, while arriving we might not have that time. We just want to go freshen up and then just start looking around Singapore and everything. So we decided we will be checking out the airport once we are leaving. But the timings of the ticket and everything was that we could not do that. And even the waterfall was like we could not see the entire waterfall thing. It was like halfway, I think. I don't know. It is like in 2 to 3 floors, I guess. And we could only watch it inside that glass thing. And there is actually a natural water flowing that we could not watch. So that is one drawback if you have these kind of timings over there. Also there is an early check-in of the luggage. So if you want to like roam around in the airport, you can check in the luggages there itself. But there are only a few flights that are available. The options are only for some flights. So you will have to make sure that those flights are like you know there in the option. That is one another thing that we found out after reaching there, that we that our flight did not have that option of check-in. So somehow please do your research that how many flights options are available in that particular area to check in your luggages. So that is one point that I wanted to include here. Now coming to the next point, which is what all places to visit or things to do there. So what we did was we googled all the places in Singapore, and we shortlisted uh, certain attractions, and also we discussed with our relatives who were staying there that what all are the major attractions that we have to cover. All those things we did our research, and then we decided upon the dates and which timings and where to go, everything. Also we did one more thing, that we combined the nearer places, like if you say the gardens by the bay has 2 to 3 attractions. So we combined all those things into one single day, and we covered everything in that one single day. but I would not recommend you that because it was like very 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 tiring, because we have to travel a lot. Like you have to walk because there is no indoor, like there is no transportation within that gardens, by the way. You have to walk the entire time, like we were walking for the entire day, I guess. And it was so tiring, it was so tiring. At some point I felt like I don't want to walk anymore. Seriously, that was a condition. So, one more point I want to stress here is that when you are traveling somewhere like outside, please carry convenient slippers or sandals or whatever you are wearing. Please make sure it is very comfortable so that you can walk. You can, maybe you can have some shoes that are like, for sports and everything, so that you can do. uh, Please make sure that you're comfortable with your feet and everything. Also start walking a bit, like include that in your routine for a few weeks at least before you start traveling, so that you get used to that walking. Because suddenly if you go somewhere and you start walking, you will have sore like legs and all. So that is one thing I want to mention here. So that's about the places to visit and things to do. Okay, one more thing here I want to mention is that we had not kept any separate dates or separate time for any shopping. We decided whenever we get time, we will include it over there itself. So it was like very spontaneous, and and we just went with the flow. Whenever we got time, we went for shopping, and we did not do much shopping actually. We only went to one place that is called the Daiso, I guess, and there you will get all the things in just $2 Singapore dollars. So that was the only place we shopped for, as such. And for some souvenirs and everything, we went to Chinatown. I guess it is called Chinatown, I'm not sure, but that is another one place we went for shopping. We actually got down there and we shopped, and then we started our uh, like roaming around for the day, which was extremely foolish of us. So please don't do that. Don't shop and then start your journey for the day. It's horrible, guys. You can't carry all the stuff and then roam around. Even walking for the entire day is like very tiring. So please don't do that. So coming to the transportation part, uh, it is very easy to travel around Singapore. There are lots of public transport options that you can get. Also, one major thing I want to point out here is that the government there promotes public transport, so you might not find many cab facilities there. So please do make sure that you have the card which we punch in metros and all. So you have the card and you recharge it, and you can use the same card for the metro as well as the bus. There are both the services, metro as well as bus. We traveled in both actually. Both are very convenient. You have stops everywhere. It is very easy to access. Like the public transport there is amazing. I loved it. So that's one thing. Talking about how we got our cards, we did not buy it actually. We bought it from our friend who had been already outside India. So they already had a card. I think we could use that same card even in Singapore. So that's why we borrowed it from our family friends. They had been to Malaysia, so they had the both of them had the cards, and we took that cards and we just recharged it. So that was how we traveled. So for the transportation, the cost, if you ask me what is the cost of the transportation, Then we recharged it for $60, so approximately $30 per person. So that was the cost of recharging the cards. I am not sure about how much the card will cost. You will have to research and check that out, because I did not buy the card myself. I'm guessing that you will get it in the airport itself. So coming to the next part is communication, that is how you can use your phones or mobile or net over there. So we had actually done a plan for my husband from India itself, like international plan. So either you can do an international plan for your current sim, whatever you're using. Otherwise, you can go there and purchase a new SIM for emergency calls and net, etc. So for me, we had done that option, the second option, that is to purchase a SIM card from Singapore itself. So you can get it even in the airport. So there is no hassle over there. You can easily get the SIM and you can recharge it. So it comes with all the pack and everything, so that you can purchase it from there, or you can do the recharge from your own country, whichever country you are in, and you can do the international plan. So that is about the communication part of it. And also the sim for me costed around $32 Singapore dollars. So that's a cost. Now coming to the food part. So one important thing about food is there are mostly non-vegetarian food. So if you are a vegetarian, please research where all you can find out good vegetarian restaurants before you leave, because if you go there and check out in any restaurants, mostly it will be non-vegetarian. You may get vegetarian, but it is very rare. That's what I found there. So please do your research before you leave and check out where all you can get your vegetarian restaurants. For the cost part of it, we spent around Singapore dollar 10 to 26. Even for some meals, it was $26 per meal, right? So it can cost around $10 to $30 Singapore dollars. So that is the cost of per meal. That is non-vegetarian that I'm talking about, not the vegetarian one. So that's about the cost of the food there. Now coming to the tickets part, like what all tickets we booked there for the attractions and everything. So we booked all the tickets from klook.com, KLOOK. So I will take you through the day wise what all we took tickets for. So the first day we went in cable car. So the cable car sky pass was around 1975 rupees, Indian rupees. And for sea aquarium that we visited on the same day, it costed around 2698. So that was the cost. I will put it in the screen, you don't have to worry. uh, Also for the second day, we went to the zoo, and the zoo ticket with the tram ride, like the ride that they had there to travel around the zoo, that costed us around 3022 rupees, Indian rupees. Now coming to the third day, which was a major day, we covered most of the gardens by the Bay Area. So for that, we also went for the Singapore Flyer, which we bought it from there itself. The ticket was bought from Singapore itself. So that costed us around $66 for both of us, me and my husband. So it will be approximately $33 per person. If in Indian rupees I have to say, it is around 1806. 1806 rupees. So that is the cost for both of us. Now coming to Gardens by the Bay and OCBC Skyway, the ticket cost was around 3085. That also includes Flower Dome admission, Cloud Forest admission, OCBC Skyway admission, and yeah, those three are included in this 3085 rupees. Now we also had the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park Observation Deck admission tickets, which costed around 2056. This is the hotel that I'm talking about, Marina Bay Sands. The observation deck itself costs around 2056 Indian rupees. So that is a complete day 3 ticket charges. Now coming to day 4, we only did Universal Studios. So the Universal Studios cost was around 6917. So that was the amount for Universal Studios. And for the express pass that we took from there itself, from Singapore itself, that costed us around $80 for both of us. That means $40 per person. So that was the cost of Universal Studios. So guys, that is about this entire planning and the cost and everything. I guess if there is anything I have missed out, I will put it in the description box. Please do check out the description box and comment below if you have any doubts, anything to clarify, any questions you want to ask me. Please do comment below, and whatever I know, I am ready to share here. I am so much happy to help you out in this process of yours. So if ever you want to travel, please do ask any questions that you have. So guys, I hope I have given you enough information that might help you out if you are traveling to Singapore or any other country in general. So let's just wrap up this video here. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel to become a family member. Also, I would love to hear from you guys if you have ever visited any other country or Singapore in general. Please do let me know what was your experience. Like, have you visited for the first time, or what was your experience? Please do let me know in the comment section below. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye. Love you.